So, what I see time and time again is that private practice owners, mental health practice owners, are looking to grow without actually seeing what's fully happening financially. You see, what I actually noticed from every client is that the financial growth part is skipped in order to scale. And they run to jump to scale without doing the steps in between. And the clarity first is the main missing factor for step one. Revenue exists, clients are coming in, the business looks successful from the outside, but internally the decisions are heavy emotionally, money is completely unclear, and growth is still stressful and it's not freeing. And it's happening because the financial component is literally skipped over, like as if you would skip steps on the on the ladder. So clarity is the stage where your numbers become trustworthy and your profitability becomes visibility. Your decisions stop depending on guessing, and financial pressure stops feeling vague and undefined. Because when clarity is missing, business owners usually compensate emotionally. So we delay decisions, we avoid looking deeper, and we second guess them. And we operate from a mental overload instead of visibility, because that's the place where it's kept instead of the visibility. And over time, that uncertainty starts to affect everything: hiring, growth, price, taxes, confidence as a leader, and all of the things. And that's why clarity is not just about bookkeeping, it's about being able to lead the business from visibility instead of a reaction. And honestly, this is why I built my whole system called Scale Without Financial Chaos. It's a framework around clarity first. Because most businesses don't become reactive overnight. They slowly drift into unclear visibility, delayed financial decisions, emotional pressure around money, and growth without structure underneath it. So eventually the business just starts feeling heavier than it should. That's why clarity is the first stage, because until you can clearly see what's happening, it's very hard to scale intentionally. One of the biggest financial lessons I ever learned from myself was making the mistake myself first. Because as a financial leader, what happens is that it's supposed to be perfect, it's supposed to be a certain way. So there was a season I ignored proactive tax guidance because I was so focused on growth and keeping everything moving. So I kept telling myself, I'll organize it later, I'll deal with it after the season, and I just need to push through it right now. And eventually what happened is I got a harder hit with finances and taxes. But what's happened is that operating reactively instead of clearly. That's really what it was. I wasn't operating clear. And the hardest part was from the outside, the business looked successful. And honestly, the experience changed the way I looked as a leader forever. Because what I realized is that financial pressure goes faster in the areas where we avoid looking at clearly. So the season forced me to become proactive, build systems, understand my numbers deeper, stop relying on momentum and alone. And eventually, the pain became the blueprint for how I help business owners now. And because clarity, it's not just about reports, it's about reducing the hidden pressure that builds underneath the uncertainty. Most people think clarity comes because it's looking at reports more often, but clarity actually comes when the business stops feeling financially foggy. That's why the clarity is always first stage, and because businesses don't become scalable through guessing, they become scalable through visibility. And honestly, this is exactly why I created what's now called the Scale Without Financial Chaos Scoreboard, to help owners identify where things are actually feeling reactive underneath and growth, and what stage they're underperforming and actually operating from. If you've been feeling this heaviness lately, what I'm going to do is down below this video, I am going to put the link for the scorecard and you'll answer a number of questions. What I did was I looked at my multiple thousands of fund business owners that I've been working with, and I've created a scorecard of where everybody is in terms of uh, what they came in with, how they progressed, and all of the different things. And now you'll see kind of almost like a credit score, what have you. So I hope you take the few minutes to do the link. And as always, any questions, let me know. And if you resonated with this in a way, and if you want to talk further about something, feel free to comment below on what's happening inside as you listen to this around the fogginess, around skipping the clarity, and wanting to be in this spot. I'm curious what's happening to you when you're listening to this. I look forward to seeing your results. I look forward to talking to you more about this, and I'll see you on the video the next time.